This is part one of the class activity on normal curve percentiles and word problems. So the first question on this class activity asks us what z-value has 0.8888 to its left. Our goal here is to use the same table that we've been using, except we're going to use in the reverse direction. We used to look for the first two digits down the left-hand side, connect them with the third digit on top, in order to figure out a probability associated with the z-score. We're now going in reverse. So our goal is to start with a probability and trace it back to a z-score. What that means is we're going to start in the middle of the table and trace it out, as opposed to starting on the outside and moving in. So the first thing we're looking for is something that has a table entry of 0.8888. What I want to know is which side of the table should I begin on. The side that has the graph in the top is the negative side. It starts at 0.0002 in the lowest value and goes up to 0.5000. So everything from 0 to 0.5 is on the negative side. On the other side, the positive side without the graph, that starts at 0.5 and goes up to 0.9999. So here, when we're looking for 0.8888, we know that we're on the positive side. On the positive side, I go down the first column. I see that when I get to 0.9032, I've gone too far. So the row marked 1.3 as 0.9032. I want 0.8888. That's going to be in the row before that. When I look across the 1.2 row, I move over 1.20 is 0.8849. 1.21 is 0.8869. And what I want, 0.8888, traces back to 1.22. So for my answer to my first question, I would get z equals 1.22. Second question's a little trickier. The reason it's trickier is because it's not an exact value from the table. So in this case, it's asking for the 9th percentile. The 9th percentile really means as a decimal, we're looking for p equals 0.09. That really is all that the 9th percentile means. Since my table goes to 4 decimal places with probabilities, I'm going to add 2 zeros after it. So I'm looking for p equals 0.0900. First thing, I need to know which side I'm on. Since it's between 0 and 0.5, I'm going to turn to the negative side that has the table at the top. When I now look for 0.0900, as I go down the left column, I see that at negative 1.3, it hits 0.0968, so it has to have happened in that row. As I look across that row, I see that negative 1.3 goes over in the 0.04 column and gets a probability of 0.0901. If I were to go to the next 0.05, it's 0.0885. So in this situation, either of these two answers would be acceptable on my test. When you look at Cengage, they're probably going to want the one that's closer to it. There might be a little trouble with Cengage accepting or not accepting your answers. That said, for me, you can either say z equals negative 1.34 or z equals negative 1.35. Either would be an acceptable answer. For number 3, it's more straightforward. Here it's 0.9394 to its left. That's an exact table value. So again, I turn to the side that's 0.5 to 0.9999. As I read down the left side, 0.9332 is in the 1.5 row. As I move across that row, I see that 1.55 is the answer that I'm looking for. Finally, Z27, or the 73rd percentile. 73rd percentile means P equals 0.73. I'm going to add 2 zeros to it. If I now look, I'm going to be on the side that doesn't have the graph at the top that goes 0.5 to 1. On that side, as I read down, 0.7580 is beyond what I'm looking for in the 0.7 row, so I go to the row above. In the 0.6 row, I see that When I get to 0.01, I have 0.7291. When I get to 0.02, I have 0.7324. So it's happening somewhere between those two. That's why I select either z equals 0.61 or z equals 0.62.